So I looked at the translated lyrics since the song is called Your Scorn. The lyrics
a couple words.
Yeah. Your scorn is what's killing my heart, and your indifference is like a dagger that you're driving into me. And I don't know what to do anymore to get back your love and make you love me again. Day after day, little by little, our love is dying because of your scorn.
Oompa, 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 oompa.
Bum, 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 bum. Like it's up. It's my brain. Okay.
Can't unhear it.
This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum.
I'm not sure how I'd find myself in these situations. All right. Welcome to Backwards Beats Podcast. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
And I'm Dan Woodard.
Our native Spanish speaker on this podcast.
Tus pechos se ven bonitos y tiernos.
What did you say about little boys?
I said your breasts look nice and tender.
Oh, they are. They are. Thank you. How did you know? I walked the whole trolley path pushing that, what you could put your kid in? A stroller the other day.
Well, I'm sorry, what's that word?
The stroller.
Is that the thing you put your baby in?
That's the thing I put my baby
Okay,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, he slept.
Okay.
We went up to the Lapa Lapa. I had chips, salsa, and a burrito.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was nice. Welcome back to our wonderful show. It is season 2.
See?
I'm still...
Episode dos.
No, he's really going for it. I am so thrilled that we've made it this far. The failure rate is generally how many?
6 episodes.
So we're almost quadro that.
Yes, this is 26 or 26.
Yeah, that's right, because there was some side content. We hope you enjoyed that. A lot of engagement during that, which was pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
If you like that, hit us up. We can, I don't know, get some more subscribers and find ways to shirk out on other responsibilities and make more of it in the future.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
I'd love to do it.
And to do that, the first thing that I need y'all to do, right now we have 46% of our listeners are not actually following us on our platforms. And that really actually helps. So listenership is one thing, of course, but actually go into Spotify, Apple Podcasts, go ahead and follow us. And for extra credit, give us a review. That helps boost us, helps grow the channel, allows us to do more stuff. So really appreciate that.
We would super appreciate that. And we can keep bringing you killer content like today's album, which is...
Oh, that's right. I'm the Spanish speaker.
You're a Spanish guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. By the way, I only took a couple years of Spanish, so here we go. Amor Prohibido.
I think you did really well. And this is Selena's album.
Correct.
A la 1994.
Yes, and for the gringos among us, that just means forbidden love.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't feel like it reflects, having listened to this album 5 or 6 times, forbidden love to me. Mm-hmm. It sounds very celebration of love to me.
Yeah, you should
At
check out
parts.
the translated lyrics.
Oh, no. That's too deep for me.
Yeah, it's surprisingly dark.
Really?
You would not get it from listening to this. There's a lot of scorn
Okay.
on this album.
Can we just continue to compare things to Alanis Morissette every episode?
Let's do it.
So we have this album from 1994. It's regarded as the top 500 albums of all time. And if you look at the Spotify plays, they're substantial.
They are.
Like, I'm seeing 377 million, 209 million, $250 million. Like, there's everything here is in the multi-million listens.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is album, 479 on the list. And It's interesting. This is considered like really one of the like top like Tejano, albums ever.
Say Tejano. What Tejano? What's that?
Tex-Mex.
There we go.
Essentially, that's what. So basically, it's Mexican influence. Selena is from Texas, and it's really like that northern Mexican Texas sort of blend. Not being familiar with that style of music, I don't hear 1 second of Texas in this music. But then again, if you go to On the Border, that feels like Mexican food to me too.
Yeah, there you go. We've seen each other there before.
Yeah,
Those chips are fire.
yeah.
And I think there's something about this that overall, when I listen to this album, especially the first half of it, it's a lot of instrumentation and production, and not so much vocalization that I'm used to, but there's a sound to it that I've never leaned into.
No, me either. And we should talk about that. But do you want to talk a little bit about the woman herself?
Please, you're the guy.
Yeah, so today we are talking about Selena Quintanilla. She was born in 1971 in Lake Jackson, Texas, USA. And her family background, obviously they're of Mexican descent. She's the youngest of 3 children, raised in a musical family. Her father, Abraham, was a musician and a manager. She started singing at like the age of 6.
Okay.
Which you can hear that. She performed with her family band. They basically had like a Partridge Family thing going on. It was Selena y los Dinos was the name of the band. She started in that at around age 10.
This feels very Bruno Mars to me.
Yeah, yeah. Why do you say that?
Because that's his backstory. Parents, both performers, ended up circling around him. Like little Michael, the kind of like that same, like, saw a talent, wanted to grow it.
Yeah. So she started to raise in prominence in the late 80s as a Tejano music star. Again, this Tex-Mex, I probably shouldn't keep saying Tex-Mex, but literally when you hop on the Wikipedia page, it actually does. That's one of the pronunciations. So I'm going with it.
Yeah.
It feels demeaning.
No, it's not enchiladas.
just like me calling On the Border Mexican food. I have had real Mexican food. It doesn't taste like On the Border. She's known for blending musical styles. Tejano music with cumbia. We can talk about cumbia a little bit later.
Sure.
There's definitely a lot of that. She did really well with her earlier albums. Ven Conmigo was released in 1990. That was a pretty big album for her. She's won several Latin Grammys. The album we're about to talk about was, this is kind of funny. I don't know what this means, but it's listed as 41 times platinum.
Whoa.
In the United States, parentheses, Latin. So I'm like, what does that mean? Because when I see total sales, it's 2.5 million. For most of the RIAA, or Recording Industry Association of America, is that what
that sounds about right.
What platinum means is 1 million albums sold.
Platinum's 1 million.
So 41 million would normally mean 41 million records, right? For context, Thriller is like 70 million records.
Yeah, it's 70 times platinum.
Correct. So apparently in with Latino music, it's a different delineation, and 41 million or 41 times platinum is 2.5 million copies sold. So I don't know if that's like dollars to pesos or what's going on here, but it just seems weird that they would have that delineation. Maybe I don't know. It seems odd to me.
It's a lot. Yeah, 41 times platinum does not have the same weight there. But like as I mentioned, like these Spotify listens are no joke.
No, they're not.
I mean, we're coming off a Miranda Lambert album last week that didn't touch these numbers.
No, not really. No,
not at all. Like,
yeah,
her highest played songs were fighting with Selena's lowest played songs.
That's true. So she's definitely considered one of the most influential Latin artists of all time. We probably should talk about the fact that, she's no longer with us. She was tragically murdered at the age of 23.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
What's the Cliff Notes story?
Cliff Notes, yeah. So Yolanda Saldivar ran her fan club and managed some of her boutiques. And she was close with Selena and the family. And Selena's dad noticed that there were some financial discrepancies, some embezzlement that was going on here. And essentially there's a disagreement over that. They met at, I think, like a Days Inn in Corpus Christi. And during this discussion, argument, she pulled out a .38 revolver, and as Selena was fleeing, shot her in the back, and basically it went, I guess it went through her, basically coming out near her clavicle, that area. She ran, I think, to the desk or something like that, leaving, as I say, a 300-foot trail of blood.
That's insane.
Was able to identify the shooter to like the front desk person or something like that before she collapsed. Then
passed, yeah.
Yeah, and then she passed. It was pretty horrible.
So the girl who led her fan club capped her.
Yep. After embezzling money from her.
Yuck.
Yeah, that's yucky. Really unfortunate. And it really, rocked the world, of all of her fans. She was definitely very, very well liked and beloved and so young, at age 23.
Yeah, I mean, she was already had a hold of people.
Yep.
From all accounts I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've learned why. I've never really listened to Selena. Once again, another thing that came of this list that I probably wouldn't have gone for.
Yeah.
What a voice.
Fantastic voice. Fantastic
What
voice.
a voice. I feel like we say this about most of the female singers on this. And guess what? Surprise. It's the top 500 albums, guys.
Yep.
There's going to be some great singers. She is no exception.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, is she a good singer?
Yeah, she's got range. She has a lot of tools in her tool belt.
She has like this attitude and inflection that I don't know the words. Does not matter. I'm buying in.
Yep.
She's selling it to me.
She is. She is. So the only good news on that horrible story is that Yolanda was convicted of first-degree murder, sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole. And as of March 2025, her most recent parole request was denied.
There you go. Rotten hell, Yolanda.
There you go.
You took a real one from us.
Yeah, she did. Obviously, unfortunately, that was Selena's end. And many people say it was kind of led to the end of this style of music. Like she brought it really into the limelight. And it kind of died with her. There's no one who's really been able to capture what she was able to capture with that. So not only, was a young life taken, but apparently this style of music, this is not a style of music I listen to every day. So I don't know who all the players are.
There's people out there.
Yeah.
There's producers and hawks who are just trying to fill that void and they just can't do it.
Yeah.
Because they lack authenticity. We'll talk more about that because she sings so effortlessly over so many different styles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a hard time naming American artists I'm familiar with who can do that.
I have one.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about it. All right, good. Yep. We'll hit that next time. Anything else about the album at Major?
No, let's just... Well, actually, we can talk about the album. Sure, we'll talk about it a little bit. There's a finite number of people, obviously, on this album. This album is heavily produced, and by heavily produced, there's a lot of digital instrumentation on this album.
Sure, and there's a lot of production hands on this album as well.
Yep. And it's produced by her brother, A.B. Quintanilla. And he's also one of the primary songwriters on here. And if you listen to this on Spotify, there are liner notes at the end where he's talking about some of this stuff.
Such a valuable resource for those who are listening with us. I hope you would listen on Spotify and listen to the liner notes at the end. That was such a treat for me to get production notes and writing notes and stories. It really endeared us to the artist. I wish more people would do that.
Yeah, until it starts going into Spanish.
Well, yeah, then I just turned it off.
Yeah.
But listening to her brother speak was nice.
Yeah, it was. And the funny thing about it is when I first saw the album and you look on Spotify and it's like an hour and 1 minute, is what the runtime says. And the last song plays. I'm like, that didn't feel like an hour. And I'm like, oh, it's 24 minutes of liner notes.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
Almost half of it
Yeah.
goes to liner notes.
Yeah.
But not wasted time.
No.
I mean, dip into 5 minutes of liner notes. You're going to walk out feeling like you know a lot more about this.
Yep. And this album charted. It was the first Tejano record to peak at #1 on Billboard's top Latin album charts. It remained there for 98 consecutive weeks.
Yeah, that's not small.
Yeah. Given that there's 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some time.
Yeah, and had 4 #1 hits in the Latin charts. Nominated for Best Mexican American Album at the 37th Grammy Awards. Won Album of the Year in 1995 at the Tejano Music Awards. And yeah, basically she catapulted this into the mainstream.
Man, I wish she was here to hear this.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, reflect on the loss of our friend, and we'll get into the track list next.
Hey, Kyle. Nice whip.
Oh, I bought this before I knew Elon Musk was crazy.
Oh, really, Kyle? Was it before he called a diver a pedophile? Or before he tried to name his kid after a Wi-Fi password? Or before he smoked a joint on Rogan and tanked your stock portfolio? Let's be honest. You weren't fooled. You just wanted the acceleration and the clout. And now you're slapping bumper stickers on your Model 3 like, don't blame me. I bought it for the environment. Please. You knew exactly what you were buying, and you loved it. You loved telling your Prius-owning coworker that they were obsolete. And hey, you even retweeted him. And now, you want a moral reset button right next to the ludicrous mode toggle, huh? Well, guess what? It's too late. Your car is just a rolling TED Talk now, and everyone is stuck listening.
Say it one more time.
Oh, now I'm on record. I can't fucking do it.
Chica Della.
Chico del Apartamento 512.
Yes, there you go. I told you. This is Carl and my native Spanish speaker, Daniel.
Muy bien.
All right, so we've got a 11 song album at our fingertips. It's highly listened to on the Spotify, as I've spoken about. Mm-hmm. And it kicks off with its title track,
Amor Prohibido.
Which means?
Forbidden Love.
That's right.
I don't want to well actually you, but I'm going to well actually you.
Hit me.
You said it's an 11-track album, and you are correct. Mm-hmm. It's actually originally a 10-track album.
Oh, that's right. 11's a bonus.
11's a bonus track we released in 2002.
Oof.
We'll cover it, but just for whatever.
No, that's worth. That's worth. You know why?
Why?
I really like that song. And I'd hate to think it's part of the original collection if it's not.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on Amor Prohibido?
It sounds like any other like 16-bit production I've ever heard in my life. Mm-hmm. It's overwhelmed with these MIDI instruments. Mm-hmm. And you end up in a song that's pleasant to listen to with a very good vocalist. And as a person who does not generally listen to this genre of music, I went, all right, this is fine. I can hang with this. I love anything with a strong pulse. I love anything with that downbeat cowbell, literally the entire time. Yeah,
and this is one of the many cumbia tracks. We'll talk about what cumbia means a little bit later. But it's basically, for the purposes of this conversation, it's ostensibly a rhythm. There's more to it than just that, but and that's what's sort of driving the pulse forward.
Tick-a-ta.
Yep. As you mentioned, it's heavily MIDI influenced. We do have a real drummer on this one to some extent, and it's I think her sister is the drummer who plays on this album. But there's also MIDI drums, and this is also like heavily, I don't know what I'm looking for, the word I'm looking for. There's a lot of use of Simmons drum pads.
Yeah,
I feel like
and-
they're Simmons drum pads. It
But
has
they
that
but they're
pitch.
they sound. It's a very distinctive sound to the entire Latin rhythm culture. Like this is not a new sound.
No.
She's playing up against what is the norm.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's done right in the sense.
Mm-hmm.
Would I like to hear, Larnell Lewis drumming this album? Absolutely. It's just not what you get. And you have these really like linear tom-tom fills that sound fake. But that's part of the sound.
It is. And to be honest, at first couple listens, I actually really had a hard time getting over this. And when we talked on our previous episode, we might as well just air this out. There was a lot of conversation on our previous episode with Miranda Lambert where we're like, great singer, production, not so much, in certain cases there. I don't want to belabor that, but it's definitely something that for me definitely took some getting used to. And because some of this MIDI production is to me kind of sterile.
Or cheesy.
Or cheesy for sure. And I started doing some research, and because I didn't think I feel like because it feels sterile in certain cases, I feel like the album does evolve as we move on. But for me, opening up, it feels so like they all feel like demo tracks that she's singing over. Very well played. There's really good musicianship of the musicians who are playing
The
on
bass
it.
players are always great.
Yeah. And
The horn arrangements are generally very good.
yeah, and I think that's kind of idiomatic, and she was bringing that in her brother. We're trying to bring that sheen and polish to it. So it wasn't. They didn't use MIDI instruments because it's like, well, we don't have any players.
They use them because it's what the culture's doing.
Yeah.
And they kind of front loaded it. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But like they put I think some digestible tracks up front. This being a pretty good choice, energy wise. She sounds fantastic. She's right up front. I don't know what she's saying, but man, she sounds great.
Yeah. A couple of little notes on this one. One of the sounds like for me, there's a melodic and harmonic phrase that reminds me a bit of the song Hopelessly Devoted, which is a song that Olivia Newton-John sings in the musical Grease. And lyrically in Hopelessly Devoted, the line is, "But baby, can't you see there's nothing else for me to do?" And in Selena's song, it's "No importa que duren tu padre y tu mama." And I'll talk about what that means in a minute. And there is actually literally a slightly similar chord progression. Hopelessly Devoted is more sophisticated. But basically, it's this resolution eventually from a 6 minor to a 2 minor that's happening. Hopelessly Devoted actually does some fancier stuff, probably because it was based off of a musical.
Yeah.
But that was it. Just interesting. You kind of have to squint your ears to hear it. I just happen to know that song well enough, the original song.
That's cool though. Yeah. I mean, you can get the run-in on it.
Yeah.
It gets quite a bit of attention. Like I said earlier, 377, pretty much 378 million on Spotify on a song that's sub 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Is the title track of the album and the number one song.
It's the banger. Yep.
But it hits. Does it grip me as a musician or the stuff I listen to? Probably not. But one thing that stands out to my ears, and I thought about this today while I was, walking this awesome trail with my son, is, man, she's so convincing in her presentation.
Yeah.
Like she's a very present singer. Some people sing behind the beat. Some people like to use stylistic stuff to mask themselves. Not her. She's just very open and approachable as a singer. And from what I can tell, her intonation is incredible.
Yeah, she has full control of her instrument.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at a young age, to have that ear, to be able to shape your sound as well as she does, sing dynamically, inflect as well as she does. I mean, these consonants are flying. She's saying a lot of stuff.
Right. It sounds like it, yeah.
It's really impressive.
Yeah. And we'll talk about this probably over and over again. This is a very happy sounding song. The song is Forbidden Love. She wrote this song based on a story of her grandparents who fell in love despite their different social classes. So there's a Romeo Juliet theme in here. This also became an LGBTQ Latina, for Forbidden Love
Sure.
thing, a bit of an anthem
Yeah,
for that.
they can take over. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Just find a message and fly your flag.
Yep.
Yeah, not a bad song to open on for sure. It leaves my ears going though, and I feel like you and I walked into this the same way, which is a listener or two in. We're like, oh man, like, what do we do with this? This is not what we listen to.
Yeah. To be completely honest, I've listened to this album probably 6 or 7 times. It took till today for these songs to start to catch for me. Some of the songs I liked early on. I like more of this album now than I did. And the very first time I listened to it was actually after I recorded Miranda. As I was driving home, I put it on and I stopped after song 3. I had to listen to something else. That was because of this production, this sparkly stuff. That's how it hit me at first.
Shout out to Soul Live for being what you went to.
That's what I went to, was Soul Live. That's right.
Get them, boys.
Yeah.
Not a bad tune to open up on. All right, cool. Song number 2.
No me queda más.
Man, you said it so much nicer than I ever would have.
Gracias.
Not a slack, too. Over 200 million listens.
Yeah, that translates to Nothing Left for Me.
This gets more ballady.
Well, it starts off with the mariachi trumpets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real trumpets. And I feel like, do you know Lawrence Welk?
No.
All right. So I shouldn't know what Lawrence Welk is, but I was exposed to it. So he had a TV show in the 70s, and to me, it was very like schmaltzy music. He had this orchestra and would blow bubbles, and it's this whole thing. And the strings here just, to me, reek of that.
Well, there's so much arrangement going on in
There's a
this
lot.
piece. I mean, you have a horn section, and then you have this bubbling orchestral section.
Yeah.
On top of that, you still have a pretty solid traditional sounding Latin rhythm section.
Yeah.
There's a ton going on.
Yeah. It's almost like he's like the Richard Carpenter of, Tejano music.
That works.
Yeah.
I mean, as a producer, it's pretty impressive to
Right.
be the little brother and be able to pull that out.
Yeah.
You got to wonder what influence he was pulling from.
Well, actually, even listening to the, liner notes, there's definitely a lot of, he called this experimental music. And to me, I kind of laughed when I heard that because it doesn't feel experimental.
I think the latter half is absolutely experimental.
Yeah.
I think it goes to show the pocket, or not pocket, that's a terrible word. The file folder they're unfortunately stuck in is like, you're going to be a pop star, you have to sing over this sounding track.
Yep.
And I think that there's a lot of pride in his voice about how they broke out of that on this album. Because they had success before this. They had money, they had resource, they had time.
They did.
All the things we always talk about to build this album. And in my mind, it already reads as like, cool, we'll get a couple traditional, more traditional sounding tunes out early.
Yep.
Get the buy-in, and then we can do what we want after track 5, effectively.
Yeah. And didn't you say it took about 6 months?
6 months.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, those liner notes were so good.
Yep.
Nothing strikes me here besides her vocal performance.
Yeah, there's a musical interlude that has this really nice line cliche that's going through the strings where he hits a couple diminished chords. It kind of feels nice.
She knows how to sing around those too, which
Yep.
is so cool because she does it later in the album. Totally comfortable. I mean, I don't know her background, but I'm not banking on her having a ton of music theory per se.
No, but starting
Like
singing
classically trained.
right, but singing at 6, having a musical family, and
The ear is so there.
yeah,
I see why she was an obsession for some people. That's all.
yeah. And I did not look into the lyrics of this one, but I think she sounds like very heartfelt here, right? And I can kind of feel like Nothing Left for Me is the name of this song, right?
Yep.
And I can get that out of here, even though I still don't think the music matches the
message.
message. Yeah. But that's me. That again, I don't know the idiom. I don't know, how normal that is. It's not normal for the music I listen to. For the content of some of these lyrics,
Yeah.
it's usually not
No,
so
typically
upbeat.
it's you don't get upbeat and major over dim content.
Right.
But teach their own.
Yep.
Let's scooch on. Song number 3.
Cobarde, I think is how you pronounce this.
Yeah.
It translates to coward.
Yes. Once again, another tune where the messaging doesn't match the sound of the song.
Yeah, I don't like this song because of the MIDI on this one. The other two songs, it took me a minute to get into. There's some things. Will I go again and again at it? Maybe not, but they've grown on me. I don't think this one will grow on me.
Talk about MIDI a little bit.
Yeah, so actually I will. So I actually still have a Roland sound canvas. It's the SC55 Mach 2. I have that, and it was a pretty cutting edge for 1993 MIDI module that had a lot of different sounds. And I don't know if that's what's being used on here, but I actually went. I was going to hook it up to my stuff and like play through the samples, but I YouTubed it to see if someone's got to have this up there. Some of these samples I think are coming off of that module.
That's how I feel about the TX7.
Yeah.
I had a Yamaha KX88 gifted to me by my aunt who toured on it in Russia in like the 80s. Mm-hmm. It was the same board that Chick Corea toured on.
Yeah.
And the board was dead. It had no brain. And then the TX7 or the DX7, I think Yamaha had two, were the brains. They were effectively a computer that only did keyboard sounds.
Yeah, the DX7 was like a big evolution in FM synthesis, right?
And you hook them together with a very odd looking proprietary
MIDI cable.
Yeah, MIDI cable. And they spoke in some latency latency but it worked. Mm-hmm. And you hear artifacts of that technology all over this album.
Yeah. Because like today, many times, some of these times the samples, and I'll talk about MIDI, you asked me to do that, but some of the samples don't sound very organic. And even though they may have actually sampled a real instrument, but the memory space is just wasn't there back then. So it might be 16-bit, I think, as you said. It could be, so you don't have that much storage space to have oversampling and resampling and stuff like that. So it sounds fake.
Sure, yeah.
And there was a trick for doing that back in the day, which I had learned how to do. I actually did a MIDI arranging, took a class in that. But they're always like, well, as soon as you use horns, it's going to sound terrible. And it does. But you can make it sound like something else if you have one trumpet player play on top of it and you can fix it. And we actually did that in one of our songs, if you remember.
Which one?
Boogie Through Outer Space.
We had a single horn?
We had a single horn. And then I'm like, hey, let's just fill it in with some horn samples below it. And you can barely... You can tell,
right.
but
you have like
barely,
a leading horn per se.
Yep, and you just bury it lower in the mix, and you can use it as a trick to help fill things out.
We were using like a microkorg or something on that.
Yeah, we were.
Great tune.
So MIDI is an acronym. First of all, it stands for musical instrument direct interface, and it's a standard that's essentially, if you want to think about it, it's like sheet music for a computer.
That's right.
Right. And what's really cool about it is it's not music in and of itself. It's just a set of instructions. And if you really wanted to, there's a couple like little languages that you can do. There's one called MML, which is music macro language. Another one called MIDI CSV. You can literally just type this if you know the numbers, because basically it's like you have an instruction set that says, all right, here's my octave. That's a number. Here's my velocity, how hard I'm hitting it. And here's the duration. And here's the pitch. And they're all just numbers with a little bit of annotation.
You could code music.
Yes, you can type it into Notepad, upload it to an online MIDI thing, save it as a .mid file, and write music in Notepad if you wanted to. It's kind of cool.
That seems, as a musical person, like I hate that and fascinated by it all simultaneously.
Yeah, it was developed in the 80s, and it maintains to this day. The only thing we're picking on MIDI specifically, not because MIDI is bad or evil, it's just that it's really the sample quality of the day doesn't stand up today. People use MIDI all the time today.
Drake, I mean, like the things you hear on the radio or Spotify or TikTok, it is so MIDI. Mm-hmm. It's more prevalent than ever. And just because the cable went away, and now that virtual instruments have gone to a USB-C connection, it doesn't mean MIDI has changed. In fact, every editor I send my tracks out of the studio to can, drop any one of my tracks into MIDI, analyze it, and then scooch stuff left, right, up, down.
Yeah.
Put it in tune. it's a fantastically powerful tool.
Yeah.
However, there is this notion of the sound of MIDI, and we're talking about the old sound of MIDI.
Yes.
When you had a bank of X amount of instruments, my God, does this album have the same sounding fake horns or orchestral section over and over and over?
Yeah. And what's disappointing to me about that is they actually sometimes have real horns. So it wasn't they didn't have budget. It was definitely a choice. And to me, it dates the album, but
it's prevalent though in this style of music.
Yes.
I mean, this ain't the only album we've ever heard this in.
Yeah.
This is normal.
Yep.
I mean, who wouldn't want access to multiple instruments on one keyboard either?
Right.
It makes sense as a musician,
I love
especially when
it.
you're paying people.
I use it all the time.
Yeah, indeed. Heavily influenced. I like the chorus on this song.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
It's the hook for me.
What's the hook for everybody?
Well, yeah, but it's the hook for me. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Song number 4.
Fotos y recuerdos.
All right. This is a good one.
Right. It translates to pictures and memories.
Uh,
This is a cover.
It's so funny that you say that because I know the cover. Mm-hmm. It sounds like an entirely other song too. So the cover is
Back in the Chain
Chain
Gang
Gang. Yeah.
by the Pretenders. And so actually, I think he mentions this in the liner notes is his AB's favorite song. on the
Yes.
album.
Which I don't think he had anything to do with, right? Like he say like my favorite song I didn't actually produce.
Well, he did. He didn't write it, is what he said. And so what happens, he got the idea to cover this. He heard the song, and he's like, oh, that'd be a great cumbia. I want to write this as a cumbia. And essentially they had Ricky Vela wrote the Spanish lyrics to this. But the album was actually delayed because they didn't have the copyright and the rights to release it. And Chrissy Hynde, who's the original songwriter from the Pretenders, said she wouldn't approve it until she could see the Spanish translation. And so they sent her the lyrics. She's like, cool, that's good. And let that sort of go on, and
Let's go back to cumbia real quick.
Yep.
It's a groove. It's a pocket.
Yep.
What defines it?
So first of all, cumbia, there's some debate as to its origin to some extent, because most people say it originated in Colombia and originated as a dance, particularly. And it was an amorous sort of affair that may have had its origins in some African lineage as well. And it's basically about, let's say, amorous conquest.
Okay.
Okay. But for the context of this, it started in Colombia. It expanded out through Latin America. They say that this is more Mexican influenced cumbia. I don't really know the difference, but the original style was formulated. Right now, this is all essentially played on a drum set. There's a groove to it, but it was played by an ensemble. Just like if you think of like Brazilian, like samba, like you learn how to play samba on a drum set, but originally it's a street of drummers.
Precisely.
Right.
And everybody has a role they do not break from.
That's correct. And this also is known instrumentally with by featuring the gaita. Are you familiar with the gaita Colombia?
No.
It's essentially a flute. It's straight and wooden, kind of looks like a recorder without.
Okay.
But the mouthpiece is interesting. It almost looks like a cup at the top with like a proboscis sticking out.
Okay.
It's not really. It's just like a tube thing, and it's held vertically. And it's a flute, and it kind of has a breathy sound to it. I wish that instrument was on this album because it's a really cool sounding
Opportunity
instrument.
here, guys.
Yeah, and maybe we can drop a sample of it, so when people hear what it sounds like. What do you
I'm
think?
sure we can find something online. Yeah, the cumbia for me, it seems like there's a theme too, drum wise, which is you have this kind of hard tap, 4 on the floor, tongue, tongue. You have this tick-a-ta, right? The 16th note pattern going on.
Yeah, so it's usually felt in 2/2 time, which is interesting.
Well, I think that's because of where the accent falls.
Yes.
So it's not tick-a-ta, it's
Ta,
tick-a-ta, tick-a-ta, tick-a-ta,
Yeah.
tick-a-ta. It's an anticipation, right?
Yep. And if you hear more authentic cumbia, it's not gridded. It's pushed.
Yeah.
Like a samba is not dong da dong da dong. It's
or a bossa.
it's pushed.
Yeah,
Yep.
it all moves.
It's pushed. And so to me, this is a polished cumbia.
I agree, and I mean, it also feels like a drum machine.
It is.
It's distracting. We won't beat up production here because I do think the production is
intentional.
Intentional of its time in its place.
Yep.
We beat up way better production last week. Mm-hmm. But
this isn't bad. This is like, I don't like lima beans either, right?
Precisely.
But people
this
do.
This is a simpler. Yes. This is how it was supposed to be type of conversation.
Yeah.
I want people to hear that, though.
I agree.
I'm not comparing this production to Lambert's or anybody else's. Phil Spector's we've talked about.
Lambert's has mistakes in it, I feel.
With access to modern technology,
yes,
and a basis for where it should have been.
Yeah.
She's playing the same tech that's par for the course on everything they've ever heard.
Yep.
That's where we are.
Yep.
Once again, very much like the chorus in this song. That's Jubilee to me. Mm-hmm. You know what this song reminds me of?
Back in the Chain Gang.
No. Sounds like Just Like a Dream.
Okay.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that because since it's a cover. But yeah.
Yeah, to me, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And it almost has some of the same instrumental elements. Mm-hmm. Melodically, it's there. And there's a comfort there for me. This is the first song on the album, right? 4 songs in, where I have my AirPods in and I'm walking or whatever, and I go, okay, I'm interested. Mm-hmm. This song caught my ear first.
Yeah, even though I mentioned that it's a more refined cumbia rhythm, I do feel like there's space in the rhythmic landscape. It's not as heavily quantized.
Agreed.
And it has a better feel to it.
It feels like a really nice song to sing along with. Mm-hmm. Not that I could, but she does such a beautiful job doing it.
Yeah, she sounds great.
All right, let's scooch on. Track number 5.
El Chico del Apartamenti 512.
And I love this song.
It translates to the boy in apartment 512.
Yep. What do you got?
It's another cumbia rhythm.
Indeed.
Featuring Joey Jordison.
Oh, the kick drum. Holy kick drum. What the hell is going on there?
So it does not feature Joey Jordison, but there's this MIDI kick drum that is this like sporadic, like, yeah, it feels like double bass. It's idiomatic of the music, but usually played on a real instrument.
Which, if you had the timbre of a real instrument or the tonality of it, would have been totally cool.
Yeah.
I could hear a tribal, larger sounding animal skin drum playing this part.
Yep.
It's very busy.
Yep.
But no.
Yeah. But this is where it's experimental, I think.
They just threw it all on the kick drum.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I get a little bit of The Tide is High from like the trombone part, a little bit of I Saw the Signs.
Oh, who doesn't love some Ace of Base in their cumbia?
Yeah.
Oh man, the progression's heart and soul, right?
Yeah.
But more importantly, it's What a Wonderful World It Would Be by Sam Cooke, melodically.
Yes.
Literally stolen.
Yeah. And this song feels much more natural to me.
Oh, it feels great.
Yeah.
As much as we're making fun of it and laughing, I'm smiling because I'm having a good time listening to this song. Mm-hmm. To me, once again, song 4, song 5, this is where the album is turning over. And I'm like, okay, we're experimenting. We're having some fun. There's some cool harmonies. There's the ooh lines, you know?
Yeah. And during the chorus, right, with the hook there, her rhythm is so tight. You talked about her being able to get content out of, and it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. She's such a powerful singer without... Powerful singers have a choice. Mm-hmm. Do I flex all of the time? A la half of the Adele, right?
Yep.
Or do I just hold it and be a powerful singer. And it's that sustain that makes you go. She can just go. She never loses tonality or intonation, ever, it seems.
Yeah.
And this is a time where we didn't have the vocal editing tools that we do now.
Right.
Her performances are like pristine.
They are. And like I said, rhythmically here, I mean, again, when you're not a native speaker of a language, it always sounds like people are, because you hear every syllable, right? It took me a while to realize, like, how come all other languages sound faster than ours? Oh, because I don't know where the word breaks are. I'm hearing the syllable breaks.
That's a very good point.
Right. And so it sounds like she's singing Rap God, level speed here, but she's probably just saying, like, well, she's just saying the boy in apartment 15 is all she's saying.
Yeah.
Right.
A couple modulations in this tune.
Dose modulations.
The OG of Beyonce, she's only short, 3 more until she love on tops it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a spoken word section. It goes up a whole step modulation.
It's a sexy spoken word.
Yeah.
I will say.
Yeah.
The voice touches me.
I don't know what she says.
I don't care. She could be reading off what she found in the laundry.
Right.
Would not matter.
Yeah.
This is the turning point in the album for me where I decided, okay, this is
Me too.
this is cool. I'm going to get behind this really hard.
Yeah.
And I think no, it's not by design. They did not design this album for you and I.
Nope.
But I think there's a number of safe, predictable tunes up front to sell the album.
Mm-hmm.
And I think by about here, they're ready to do something else.
Yeah, I mean, this song's doing well at 244 million listens.
I'd say.
Yeah. It's very catchy. It's an earworm for sure.
It's by far a top 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good enough time to break, I think, because from here, we turn.
We do.
All right, we'll catch you on the other side.
Oh, cool. You set a Tesla on fire? That'll show the guy who just wanted fast charging and a quiet commute. Nice job, Batman. You keyed free Palestine into the hood of a Model Y owned by a 63-year-old kindergarten teacher. Then you threw red paint on a car someone bought used from Carvana in Ohio. We all get it. Musk sucks. But guess what? So does turning a $40,000 electric vehicle into landfill just because you read half a think piece on Medium. Tesla isn't a personality test. It's a car. And you're not revolutionary. You're just a clickbait junkie lemming. You're not making a statement. You're just destroying someone else's ride. And this isn't activism. It's just vandalism. While you play arsonist, everyone else has to pay the price. So next time, put the ladder down and pick up a new Smurf account for Path of Exile 2.
Oh, there's a Cybertruck? Never mind then.
All right. When I think about my general posture, I never really think about how my toes feel.
Well, your toes are really critical. They do have toe separators that you can use to spread them out. And it's also really good when you use those toe separators. Then you can take the separators out and you can put them in your tea.
Oh, in my tea.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yep.
I feel like that would be a nice apparatus to stir with.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of stirring, song number 6 here on Selena's album is Bitty Bitty Bum Bum.
And what does that translate to?
Bitty Bitty Bum Bum.
That's correct.
I mean, that's not words, right?
It's not words. It's supposed to represent your beating heart, but it means nothing otherwise.
I have a heart murmur, and that's not what it sounds like. No. Mine's like bomb bitty bitty. Yeah. Bomb bitty bitty death.
Yeah.
This is where the things all turn for me. That's why we stopped at where we did. The album now is turning into a more experimental album. I think.
We get Jamaica here, man.
Kinda. They kick it off with this really heavy wah-wah and what feels like it's going to be swung.
Right.
But surprise, MFer, 'tis not swung. They straighten that thing out hard as hell.
They do.
And it fits the album, but I would not call this reggae on the darkest day.
No. but it's definitely there. Like the vibes are there. It's
Like island vibe.
yeah. You know the song Have a Heart,
I'm familiar.
right? Bonnie Raitt.
Yes, that's the one.
Yep.
We've talked about it.
So that has similar vibes to me.
Have a Heart swings.
Yes, it does.
There's a difference.
Yep, it does. This one does not swing. But you mentioned the guitar parts. I actually like the separate guitar parts with the wah, and they fade in with a little bit of an envelope at a certain point, and it's panned in your ears, and it actually kind of feels good in your ears as it's happening.
I like it we listened on the 8s here.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a bigger song than I gave it credit for.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird because I play so much of that like white boy reggae genre. It feels like
Yeah.
so when you open up on something so like loose, only to lock it and throw it on that grid,
Yeah.
it twists you for a second.
It does. She sounds good, and she actually starts to really bring some grit into her voice, maybe for the first time.
On the album for
Yeah.
sure. She's been singing in a more traditional style the entire album.
Yeah.
She hasn't any room to like try a new thing yet.
Yeah.
This song reminds me of Red Red Wine by UB40.
That's so funny.
Why?
Because I didn't write it down, but
I was gonna say, did you put the same thing down?
Yeah.
It just sounds like that. And probably not too far off the mark age-wise.
yeah, I mean, I was in high school. I was in the 80s, but not far away from this.
Yeah. And there's a notable change of kind of scenery here on the tune and the way she presents herself.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. You know, the fact that her brother's producing this, amongst others,
Yeah.
and they're willing to experiment after she's, made money on an album or two. This is where it gets fun, I guess.
Even though it squares out, this is one of my favorites on the album.
Oh yeah, I'm not turning it off.
Yeah.
Ever. It's funny because I'll hear it again in my life and I'll go, oh snap, that's Baby Mama from Selena, and
Yeah.
I will remember it fondly.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have a lot else to say on this other than it might be one of my favorites. And I think that's what happens when a song is good, not amazing, but good. Because we obviously go pretty hard on songs that we really like.
Yes, we do.
I was teased the other day about the John Mayer episode.
Yeah, I mean, what's not to be teased about?
Yep.
My sister grilled me on it too.
Yeah.
I will say there's a lot of fun things that are happening in this song. It's an easy listen, a great way to kind of walk into the B side of the album.
Yep. I agree.
Scooching on to song number 7.
Techno cumbia.
This is lauded as very experimental. Like, I think her brother certainly in the liner notes said it. But if you look at the wiki too, like, ooh, we're going to try a thing here.
And they start off with something that to me is pretty cool.
Which is?
Well, what did I say? Is this Shy Babe by Lady Gaga?
Yeah, they have like high pass filter on the vocal, kind of a spoken thing. You end up with
She ends up rapping for a minute.
yes. There's the awkward needle drop record scratch.
Yeah, that's later on. So it starts off. I feel like this is a banger when it starts off, and then it just sort of this one where it flattens out. That I'm like, oh, you had a good thing going.
Well, yeah, I will say the intro is fantastic.
Yeah,
And then it's like they grabbed every one of the driest MIDI sounds they have. Driest meaning there's no trails. And it sounds so separated. There's no groove to this song. And she's left with a pretty good vocal performance singing over pretty trash instrumentation.
yeah,
I'm going to be frank about that.
yeah, yeah. And you mentioned the fake record scratch. Basically, the record scratch. It's supposed to be playful, like literally the record scratching and they stop, but it's like some weird sound effect that they're
It's not
using.
even a good record scratch. It's not long enough. It's jarring.
Yeah.
And then the song stops and there's no dynamic to enter on.
Yeah,
When you're entering phrases, it really helps if your producer will kick a cymbal on or something like that.
yeah. And maybe it's more fun if you speak Spanish, you know the lyrics and you can play along with
Yeah,
it.
you're not going to get me out of this. Yeah, I'll crap on production here. I'll take the lead.
Yeah.
It's not good. However, I understand for the time, it's very risky to do what they're doing here.
Yeah, well, he's trying to make a techno cumbia, right? So there's quote unquote rules for cumbia, and he's trying to do something different here. I actually feel like he could have probably played heavier.
Well, that's what I wish he did.
Yeah.
The digital instrumentation runs so thin and so soulless, it just doesn't support the singer.
You know what I would love for actually almost this whole album is if like the Miami Sound Machine came in
Would crush this. Would crush this across the board.
and let her sing over that. And yeah,
And
but again, it may not be idiomatic and it may not be stylistic. It'd be
no one
it's-
would argue against it.
Yeah.
Looking at what they're used to producing, see songs 1 through 3, 1 through 4 on this album,
Yeah.
and to get here, I understand there's a distance, and that's a risk. Good on them for doing it. Not my cup of tea,
Yeah,
mainly because I don't want to use my toe pads for it.
that's right. You save it for something else. Save it for quiet times. Yeah.
That's right. All right, scooching on. We have
Tus desprecios.
that's song number 8.
That translates to your scorn.
Once again, a title that does not match the sound of the track.
So this song, they introduced the concertina, which is a small accordion instrument. It's like an umpapa song.
Totally, and the concertina performance is fantastic and drives the song.
Yeah. I actually really like this song quite a bit.
Yeah,
But content-wise, this is a happy, like almost polka sounding, beat that's going on here and
this
everything.
is the kind of song where you're like, who wants another beer? Like,
Yeah.
you're hosting.
Yeah. So I looked at the translated lyrics since the song is called Your Scorn. The lyrics are,
A couple words.
yeah, your scorn is what's killing my heart, and your indifference is like a dagger that you're driving into me. And I don't know what to do anymore to get back your love and make you love me again. Day after day, little by little, our love is dying because of your scorn.
Oompa, 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 oompa.
Bum, bum, bum. Like it's
It just, I mean, the match couldn't be further.
right. So I guess again, culturally, what do I know? I don't know what I'm talking about. That very well could be again idiomatic and culturally appropriate to sound as happy as possible while you're singing the most miserable stuff that's happening.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's just weird for me culturally to think of it that way.
Not knowing the verbal content.
Yep.
Super like this song.
Me too.
Knowing it, super like this song.
Yeah, I still do.
I can't argue
I just
against
think
it.
it's weird.
It is.
Yeah.
It also might be the most traditional sounding song on the back end of the album, right?
Yeah.
Instrumentation, cadence. It feels like you could have tucked that one the first 4 or 5. Maybe they knew what they were doing. Maybe they're going, okay, so cool. We're gonna put some incredibly dark stuff over a light sounding song, hence its placement.
Yeah, it's one of the lighter listened to songs at 16 million, right?
That's
Or
not
15
much.
million.
Not,
Yeah.
yeah, more towards 15.
Yeah.
All right. Unlike its, I guess, follower here, which is Si una vez.
See you on a bass.
Si una vez.
Yep.
I tried. That sits at a sweet 273 million on
Yes.
Spotify.
If I once. The real horns on this sound fantastic.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah.
And a welcomed addition.
Yeah, and I feel like the performances feel more open. It feels more alive to me.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
My favorite part is opening on a Vibraslap.
Yeah.
I was like, I love cake. So they love cake too.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that they could look into the future and play a cake Vibraslap on their song.
Yeah, and what's interesting here, they hired a trumpeter to come in and play this for the studio version. I feel like that trumpet's double tracked. There are MIDI horns below it, and it's that arranging trick I was telling you about. You can't really tell unless you're paying attention, but I'm paying attention because I've heard nothing but MIDI trumpets, or a lot of MIDI trumpets on here. But it sounds great. Oddly enough, though, the live version of this, they use a synth instead for it, which is unfortunate to me because I think the horns sound fantastic on it.
They had a budget they got to hold to.
I guess so.
Well, there's a ton of orchestration behind that too. Remember, there's a lot of string stuff that comes in after the initial horn part.
Yeah.
Which I think is very well arranged.
Yeah, I agree. And there's a little bit so there's the trumpets, that's more mariachi. So have the cumbia beat behind it.
Yep.
This is a nice song. I like this one quite a bit.
And they borrowed the reverb tank from My Morning Jacket. It's the first song you hear like a thick verb on.
Yeah. It's a good call. I don't have much else to say, but I like this one quite a bit. What's this one? This 273 million.
Yeah,
It's short.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
I think it's a very, very pretty song. Holds up more of the traditional back half of the album, but I think the live instrumentation really puts it over the edge.
Yeah.
And the production, with that said. And I've been tough on production this album. However, the verb fits-ish here. I dried it up a little bit personally.
Yeah.
That moves us over to song number 10, Ya No.
Yeah, no. Which translates to no longer.
I thought I meant, yeah, I know.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No longer.
Yeah.
What do you think the messaging says? You think it's, I'm no longer going to wait around for this gas pump to be vacant?
I already know everything and you can leave. This is enough and I cannot forgive you. Go away with her or whoever. I don't care. Don't come back here. No more. And if you call me, I won't be available.
Jesus. Who hurts you?
Right. This song could be...
Besides Yolanda.
Right. Yeah. This song could be a Pokemon theme song musically or something made by Up With People. But it really reminds me of You're the Best Around, the Karate Kid song.
You're the best around. See,
Musically.
Musically, this song hurts my soul. This is like what Tom Cruise whacks off to. Like, it sounds like everything about the 80s I hate.
You worked for a music school.
For a very long time.
For a long time. Did you ever purchase Hal Leonard music?
I own Hal Leonard music in that closet right there, yeah.
Right. So back in the day, I haven't gone... So Hal Leonard is a well-known music publisher, owns the rights to like all the Disney stuff. So if you want to get a copy of Disney sheet music, you're getting it through Hal Leonard. A lot of Universal Music stuff is
instructional material.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of high school bands, jazz bands, things like that. And back in the day, I'm sure it's more modern now, but back in the day, they would send you a thing of cassettes so you could hear what the tracks would sound like. And they're played by fantastic musicians, but it's played perfectly.
To the note on the paper that
with
they are also,
with no soul or feeling. And that's what this music track is. It's a rockin' track.
Rockin' in the
spirit.
biggest set of air quotes I could possibly slap on this thing.
Yeah. She, again, sounds fantastic. I get like Pat Benatar vibes in her voice when she puts some of the grit in there. But I want to like it more. She sounds awesome.
I don't like this song. She sounds awesome.
Yep.
I'm so easy when it comes to weird. You and I were having our business meeting earlier on the TV. It was just like Cinderella hairband special.
Yep.
I was just like, oh, get me out of here. I just don't like it. I don't like it. And this is not even the good version of it. This is copying it.
Yeah.
But experimental?
Yep.
Check. She's singing over what sounds like 80s hair music. Yep. Way to go, girl.
And the audience agrees with us at only 9.5 million.
Yeah, this one didn't make the double digits. That brings us to the technical end of the album. However, on Spotify, we're blessed
With a bonus track, Donde Quiera que Estés.
This is my favorite song on the album. Is that cheating?
A little bit. Because, yes, but it translates to wherever you are, is what it translates to. And why is this your favorite song?
Oh, so many reasons. I'll tell you the reason it's not my favorite song, though. The duet does not strike me. I don't care about the male singer. Didn't do any research as to who he is. Igbury Dad. I don't care. I love the production on this song. It reminds me of like, I don't know, just that mid-90s. And the ironic part is, didn't this song get dropped in like the early 2000s?
2002 is when it was put on. I don't know when it was recorded, but
I mean, it sounds like
it had to be recorded
that's
before she died.
The Way Love Goes by Janet Jackson.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Or like an earlier Mariah Carey track.
Yeah.
It's just good production. And there's this male vocalist who sings half the tune.
Well, it's actually the Barrio Boys.
Oh, the Barrio Boys.
Yeah, are you familiar with them?
No.
So they're a Puerto Rican group from the United States, from America. They're formed in New York City. And I was doing a tiny bit of research on here, and this has nothing to do with the music, but I'm on Wikipedia looking at their page. And as you scroll to the bottom of the page, there's a link that says list of Puerto Ricans. So
List of Puerto Ricans.
That's all it says. So I click on it, and it's literally a page which is a list of Puerto Ricans.
Just like you exist.
So it's a categorized list.
So like notable Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, like I said, they're categorized by some fun categories such as actors, architects, authors, criminals and outlaws, diplomats and educators.
Okay, so I'm into notable Puerto Ricans. I love this idea. I, on the other hand, have to say that's racist as shit, man.
It certainly looked that way when I was scrolling to the bottom of the Barrio Boys Wikipedia page, and at the bottom it says list of Puerto Ricans.
Oh man, Barrio Boys, if you're out there, we support you.
Absolutely.
And your fantastic tune.
Yeah.
What I love about this tune is it encapsulates all of these vibes from like the mid 90s. Mm-hmm. It's just like tingling for me.
Yeah.
Janet Jackson, That's the Way Love Goes, Mariah Carey, Emotions. You end up getting this really cool permission for singer. Now, mind you, she only sings half the song.
Yep.
The Barrio Boys, I would have thought it was one person otherwise.
Yep.
Do some heavy lifting. But she's now singing comp tracks to people, responses to people, and she's pristine.
And hits low in a register too. And sounds,
yeah. I mean, she's got range.
Yeah.
Love this song. Would be my favorite had it not been like a cheat code favorite.
Right. There you go.
And then I want to mention, there is, if you're on Spotify, which we often are, there's a 24-minute spoken liner note track at the end, which adds so much context. If you understand, English, you're good for the first chunk.
Yeah.
If you understand Spanish, you're good for the rest.
Yeah.
I turned it off after 7 or 8 minutes, but just listen to her brother speak about their process and production was really special.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And we probably covered everything you said, but hearing it out of his own mouth is worthwhile.
Yeah, I think there's a value to listening to it.
Yeah,
honestly.
his context is there. We're not giving him that. Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Well, overall, we got ourselves an album. Where do you stand, Dan?
So if you're asking me, would I hit it?
Yeah, would you hit it?
I personally would not. I didn't enjoy the album enough to hit it, but I respect what it's doing. And a lot of my lack of enjoyment really probably comes from my lack of context in the culture, right? To do that. So I personally would not hit it. I understand why it's on the list. I understand why she's on the list. And so it makes perfect sense for me that she's on the list. But personally, I wouldn't buy the album.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think that this particular album strikes me at all. I mean, the fact that my favorite song is arguably not on the vinyl I could pick up at the store is a little bit of a no-no. But the other piece of it is you have half an album of good performance from her, traditional sounding music in my ears, which are not trained in this field. And the second half is experimental, which always comes with the risk of not sounding great. I don't know. I mean, does Selena deserve to be on the top 500 list? No question about it. Show me an album that convinces me that this ain't it. And I know she has credits on other albums that were very successful.
Right. Yeah. I think that's it.
Sometimes that's how it goes, y'all. Pains me. May she rest in peace. I think she's a fantastic performer. I had fun with this one too.
Yeah, I did as well.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. we are so thankful for all of our listeners and the continued engagement. It's so much fun to see new countries pop up listening to us.
Yeah.
Who did we add in the new country list recently?
We've acquired Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah, that'd be good because we have our sponsor from Scotland too.
Indeed. If you want to connect with us, we're more than happy to speak with you at
backwardsbeatspodcast@gmail.com.
or catch us on the email.
That was our email.
Oh, that was gmail.com?
Yeah.
What's our Insta?
At Backwards Beats Podcast.
There we are. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I am quite tired. It is almost 12:30.
Yeah.
Who do we have next week?
We have the album Something Else by The Kinks.
The Kinks. I've heard of them.
Yay.
I know like 2 of their songs.
Cool.
It should be fun to roll into a whole different feel. In the meantime, we hope you have a beautiful week. Enjoy your spring into summer here. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm Dan Woodard.
And we will catch you next week.
That was a show about the album Amor Prohibido by Selena. Queen of Tejano music, and she lifted up a genre.
Backwards Beats Podcast is a Tuna-Wood production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backwards Beats Podcast on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.